has been a murder at Hogwarts. The victim, the person who was found unalived, was Gregory Goyle. Yes, he was found unalived in the Slytherin dungeons. The person who decided they would take it upon themselves to investigate was George. You know, he may not have liked the Slytherins. He definitely didn't like Goyle, but he was like, no, you know what? I'm going to take this upon myself. I'm going to investigate it, because as much as we don't like the Slytherins, no one should be murdering at Hogwarts. So first thing he asked was, who found the body? And the person who found the body was Cedric Diggory. Now, he was going to deliver a message to the Slytherins from Sprout. So Sprout was like, as head of his house, was like, can you just go deliver this to Snape in the dungeons and to the Slytherin? So Cedric went to do that, and he found Goyle unalived. Now, Goyle was last seen with Arthur, because you see, Goyle had given Ron some grief. Excuse the pun, he's given him some trouble. And Arthur decided to go down to Hogwarts himself and have a word with him, and with Draco and Crabbe. And to his horror, he found Goyle unalive. So obviously he had to run and report it. And so George decided that the biggest suspect was McGonagall, because now you see, Slytherin had just recently defeated Gryffindor in a Quidditch match. Yes, they had. And McGonagall was not happy. George had noticed that McGonagall was fuming at the end of the match. He thought, well, she wouldn't have taken out one of the Quidditch team members because that would be too obvious. So instead, she went for another Slytherin, someone who was close to the people in the team, and also someone who kept causing her Gryffindor students a load of grief. So George thought that McGonagall was the biggest suspect and thought, what an outrage, a student, a professor unaliving a student. Now, the person that George decided to arrest was Victor Crumb. Yes, because you see, what are the chances that there's very rarely a murder at Hogwarts. The only one that was that one with Moaning Myrtle. And then suddenly in fourth year in Goblet of Fire, when there's people from outside of Hogwarts visiting, a student's found unalived. And so George thought that it was Victor Crumb who did it because he didn't like the way that Goyle, Crabbe and Draco were all treating Hermione. You know, Crumb really had a thing for Hermione, did not like how she was being treated and how her friends were being treated by the mean trio. So Victor Crumb decided to take one of them out. But in the end, the person who actually did it and who should have been arrested was Ginny Weasley, George's own sister. Yet she had her major crush on Harry. He could not stand everything that Crabbe, Goyle and Draco were putting Harry through. The only person she managed to get alone in order to unalive was Goyle. So it was Ginny Weasley that did it. Case closed.